Hi, I'm Camille from Camille's Primer Ideas, and today I just wanted to talk all things handbells. Now, if you know me, you know I love handbells, and you know that I use them frequently in singing time. Probably my favorite time to bring them into singing time is Christmas. Second is probably Easter. But then non-holiday, I love bringing them into singing time as well. There's so many uses that you can use for them. It just really helps children engage with the song in a fun way. My favorite brand of handbells to buy is Marybells, and my Marybells are at the church right now, but I love all things Marybells. They're my favorite. I love that they're a Utah company that's owned by a member of the church, and Brad, he's just an amazing guy. So if you don't have a set, get yourself a set, and you can use code CPI for Camille's Primer Ideas, CPI, to get 10% off your Marybells order. And they also come with CDs. Here's my CDs here. Or you can get just the digital downloads if you don't do DVDs. Did I say CDs? DVDs. And these are all some charts that go along. So if you really want to just make it easy in singing time, play the song on the DVD and the kids can just ring along to it. So you don't even have to be like very musical. You know, if you struggle in that area, you can just have the kids play the song on the bells, if he has your songs on the DVD. So anyway, Marybells, love them. Marybells just does not sell the add-on sets. So Marybells just sells the basic 8-note set. So most of my charts tend to use the add-on sets, the chromatics, and you can get the extended range as well, but hang on, I'll tell you why. So the chromatic is the add-ons. It's an add-on set, and it's 5 bells. It's the yellow box, and it's all the sharps. So anything like D sharp. So Marybells doesn't sell any of the sharps. None of their charts use them. So they have to transpose all the music to not need the sharps. But I prefer to use the original music because that way the pianist can still play along. I have just a wider variety of using the handbells. So I highly recommend, this is Kids Play brand. This is the chromatic add-on 5-note add-on set. Now, if you're building your set, get this next. Get your 8-note set from Marybells, they're great. And once you're ready to move on, get this chromatic. This is what I recommend. So these will be all the sharps, and I have to tell the kids, I don't know if you can see that in the video, but all the notes that have this little symbol, anyway, those are the sharps. See, you're teaching a little music theory while you're doing the bells. I love them. All right, so once you've got your chromatic, your 5-note chromatic, and if you want to add on even more, so you've got a bigger primary, I love to use the 7-note expanded range handbells. So this just adds on. So you've just got your basic 8, then you've got your octave, your basic 8, then you've got all the chromatics, the sharps, and then this just extends your octave. So now you've got a high and low, all right? Now, I don't really use the high and low to differentiate. I just use it to have more bells so I can have more children playing. It's too hard to get the high one and the low one. So I just use it for more bells. But I love that when we play, if a C is played, we'll get the high C and the low C playing at the same time. It's lovely. I just love it. So anyway, this is the next set that I recommend that you get. All right, so teaching with handbells. Now, I don't know if you're gonna like this, but you have to know the song. You cannot teach the handbells unless you know the song. Maybe that just goes without saying, but I've tried it if I don't know the song and then I try to add notes that maybe don't match the melody or it's chording, I get lost. And if I'm lost, everybody's lost. So just make sure you know what you're doing before you go in to teach us. So these are what my charts typically look like. I like the notes really big. So even if you're sitting far back in the primary room, kids can still see what I'm pointing to. Now, if you can see on my charts, I keep the words here in the lower corner. Now this is just what we're singing while this bell is ringing. So this helps me stay on track. And then some of my older charts, I did see these little lines here. This is counting. So this would be 1, a full count. This is a half count. And so, but the counting was a little hard. So the words I think were a little better. So you'll notice in my newer charts, I don't have the counting, I just have the words. So this one, just you would keep, this is the obligato for keep the commandments. So the obligato is like the descant. It's what you'd either have like a violin or somebody else sing it. I think obligato means it's another singing part, but I usually don't have the kids sing. I just have them ring the obligato. And then the descant, same thing, obligato or descant. Obligato must be, it's with singing, and then the descant is just music. So anytime a primary song has an obligato or the descant, that additional melody, use the bells. Like I'm a Child of God has it in the chorus. It's so fun, and it's just stuff that we kind of overlook and we don't use, and why not use it? It's there. So keep the commandments is another one, but again, this does not follow the melody. So if you don't know the melody and the song and the obligato part, you might be lost. So it's important. Can't say that enough. All right, so that's one way of using my charts. And so this one you would just point as you would sing those words. Now this chart, on the other hand, is chording. Now chords, I've really come to love chords. They usually provide lots of opportunities for bells because we've got just 3 play at a time. Can you see that? So when I point, I'll point to these 3, just like that, ding, ding, okay. And it's just beautiful. And they kind of, I think I like the chording because they don't make for super long charts. I mean, I'm not like pages and pages and pages. I think the longest one I have might be 6, maybe, but don't quote me. Anyway, so chording, I love the chording. And again, on my charts, I usually have the words. This song, I often go walking. It has the intro, and I do have a little counting on this, but you can skip it and go right into I often go walking. I mean, I only have partial charts up for demonstration today, but so that's just how I point to my charts when I often, I guess we're down here, often go walking. I need to keep going. So that's how the chording works. Handbell rules. So what I love to do is every Sunday before I pass them out is I just go through, or by raise of hand, who knows my rules or my bells if I'm pulling the bells out. And they all know and get an answer. Don't touch the thing in the middle. And I always say, what's the thing in the middle called? And someone will know, the clapper. So that is in the middle. And why do we not touch it? Because it'll break my bell. And if we break my bells, what happens? We can't use them. Okay, and often enough, someone will still touch the middle. But you know what? I've had these kids play bells since I started singing time, and I think since I started teaching and singing time, and that was in 2008. So, and I haven't lost a bell yet. I mean, they're getting a little used and loved, but that's okay. That's what they're meant to be doing. Okay, so then another thing that I always say, do you ring the bell when I'm talking? No. Okay, so what should it be doing? And they know to put it here, rest position. So this is rest position. And again, is this always 100% perfect? No, never. Lots of reminders, so that's okay. What else? We don't touch the color with anything because then that breaks it. So other than that, it's really just the three main bells. Okay, next is distributing handbells. So I usually don't have enough bells for every child, and that's actually ideal because I need some kids to ring and I need some kids to sing. So what I like to do is maybe just depending on how many kids I have that day and then how many bells I'm using, I'll pass them out either like every other child, every third child, every fourth. I mean, really, maybe there's 2 per row. Maybe you've got a big primary. And then if you have really big primary, you might want to double up on each of the sets. So get 2 of the basic, 2 of the chromatic, and 2 of the extended range. So you've got 6, and maybe you've got even a bigger primary, get 3, I mean, and so on. I mean, there's lots of options with the bells to make sure everybody gets a turn. But I don't want everybody to have a handbell every time because I still need people to sing. So usually I have the words posted, and that helps my singers sing. And if I really need help, I'll ask a teacher or another primary presidency member to help lead the singing while I lead the bells. So once we've got every other child-ish or every few has a bell, then we ring and sing through our song, and then we repeat. And it's great because you just get multiple, everyone gets a turn, we get multiple singing, multiple ringing, and everybody wants a turn with every handbell. So, because some handbells are going to be used a lot, some maybe not so much. So and no one ever gets bored. No one is realizing that we're singing this song over and over and over and over again. Lastly, I just want to talk about using handbells in sacrament meeting. All right, so first you just need to make sure you have permission from the bishop. So I've never had a problem with the bishop not letting handbells be played in sacrament meeting, but totally up to the bishop. So just make sure before you have any plans of using handbells in sacrament meeting, you get permission. Okay, so next what I like to do is I just set up all the handbells that are to be used in our song. I place them behind the podium next to the piano, kind of off to the side. This is before sacrament meeting starts, so they're all in order. And then what I love to do is the Sunday or a few weeks before in primary while we're practicing is I assign a bell to certain children, so they will have that same bell when we play it in sacrament meeting. And this just helps them get really familiar when they're supposed to come in. And my favorite age of child to play in sacrament meeting is the second to oldest class. Now you may wonder why I just wouldn't use the oldest class, but my reasoning is I like the oldest class to sing. I really need singers, and they're usually my best, strongest singers. So the second oldest, if I'm consistent every year, it'll be the second oldest class's turn. Everyone will eventually get a turn. But yeah, so I love the second oldest to get a turn, and they practice their bell and singing times. So then when we go up to perform in sacrament meeting, my bell ringers will usually come and stand in front of the podium off to the side by the piano, and then the rest of the primary stands closer to the microphone. So, and it usually works. And sometimes I will have a second leader help with the singing, and they'll be holding the words on their lap usually while I'm off to the side with the bells. And I usually put my bell charts, I hang them over the music stand, and then I tape them together so they're all just going vertically. And then I'll just lift the music stand as high as I need so I can get down to all the bells and everyone can see. It works great. It's really simple. Anyway, I love the bells. The congregation loves hearing the bells in singing time, especially at Christmas. I mean, they're just magical. Anyway, so I hope that answers a couple of questions about using handbells in singing time and playing with them in sacrament meeting. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments and I will try and answer them as well as I can. But I hope that helps, and good luck with using bells in singing time. I really, really hope you come to love them like I do.